Hello, I'm Anthony and I'm a painter. I'd like to continue to show you some things about painting through this video series called Paint. This is the second video and it's about the surface of the painting. I hope to give some information that is useful to both beginner painters and advanced. I will first talk about the material used as a surface to paint upon. Then I will address the issue of the dimensions of the canvas that I have chosen in order to demonstrate painting in this series. Let's get started with the first consideration, the canvas. Okay? I'm in the studio now and I just wanted to talk about the materials that we use when we paint. And in this way of painting, we are going to rediscover also the process of creativity. Okay, we're going to start with the canvas, okay, the white canvas. And let me just show you, this is not to make any publicity, but it's just a store-bought canvas, not very expensive, I think maybe €5, 4 or 5 euros. It's a very, very fine grain. It's pretty well made. This is a 24 by 30 canvas. So you have coarse grain and fine grain. Here's a painting that's on. It's on a very, very coarse grain. You can see the grain, the threads of this canvas, but you don't really have to paint on uh, necessarily on canvas. This is a piece of wood, right? I just painted on a piece of wood, so you can do that. And then I also paint sometimes on paper. You can see a little bit. It's mounted onto a piece of masonite or particle board. But the choice the choice of the canvas is whatever you're going to use. I prefer fine grain. Um, Whatever you use is fine. But realize that in this selection, what you're going to do, there are a lot of very, very big decisions. And the biggest thing is that you have a dimension, right? You automatically are hooking into a dimension. You're using a dimension, and that's actually a very important step because everything begins here. There is the potential. Okay, this is one potential with dimension: square, portrait, landscape. Now, the symbolized nature of the dimension is there is an element already of calculation, there's an element of beauty, there's like a plan because you set off with a plan according to the canvas. And there are ways of changing this, but in general, this is already giving you a kind of an idea. So you have the dimensions, you have the surface, and then most surfaces are white. And I'm going to talk about the idea of white because this is symbolic, right? It's very, very symbolic, the idea of white. So there's something that didn't exist before, a surface, an object, and you are bringing this into life. Okay, that's where the idea of bestowal is coming from because you are creating, you're actually bringing this into the light. You're bringing it into the light. And it's very, very important that you understand that While we look at white as the absence, in reality, it is totally all of the light. It's all of the light. So if you take a prism and you shoot a beam of light into the prism, you will separate the wavelengths and create beams of colored light. You will see that from the white light, you have all of the gamma of all of the colors. And they are, in that respect, organized in a way of wavelengths. But if you think about this surface, what we're seeing here is that all of the light, whether it be from the electric light, if I'm working at night, or the sunlight, like I'm doing right now, you're going to have all of the colors hitting the surface and being absorbed. Being absorbed. What we do here is the essence of creation because everything is possible. All of the potential is here. All of the light is here. And so, as the creator, what we're going to do is we're going to cause color to come out of here. That color is being reflected. That color. All of the other colors are being absorbed. Let's say it's red. All of the colors except red are being absorbed, and red is coming back. Now, so what it makes you think is that this is an additive process. But in a way, it's not really additive, it's subtractive. Because from the white, that means 100 colors, 100%. You're going to take and you're going to make a red, which then becomes 99%. So what you've actually done is you revealed from this white the red. The red becomes subtracted from the white. I'd like to finish with just a quote from the author Yehuda Leib Halevi Ashlag, also known as Bal HaSulam, from the preface to the Wisdom of Kabbalah. Hence, the four phases in the name Havaya, called Hakma, Bina, Tiferet, and Malkut, are all required. Phase 1 is called Hokmah, and it is indeed the whole of the emanated being, light and vessel. In it is the great will to receive with all the light included in it, called the light of Hakma, or the light of Haya. As it is all the light of Haya, which is life, in the emanated being dressed in its vessel. However, this phase 1 is regarded as all light, and the vessel in it is barely noticeable, as it is mingled with the light and annulled in it as a candle in a torch.